I don't think the shareholders are going to be surprised by the accusation, and separate from everything that David has been reporting in terms of the nuts and bolts behind this charge from the SEC, I think the broader question that shareholders are now trying to assess is what impact does this have on Tesla's ability to raise capital, let's say over the next 6 months to the next year? Because this is a company that almost everybody agrees will need to raise capital if it's going to continue expanding production as it has planned. I think that's the biggest question that investors are asking themselves right now in terms of, okay, in the immediate future, things may not change over the next couple of months at Tesla as they work out whatever needs to be worked out with the SEC. But what happens in terms of its ability to raise capital? And if it can't raise capital, what does that mean for growth projections, let's say over the next year, 2 years, 3 years?
Mike, the only defendant named on the docket is Musk. It's not the company itself. Is that a sort of an offsetting factor to the kind of wow factor in the headline?
Potentially, although it does show, there was this camp out there that said, oh, if you took this charitable, very broad interpretation of the phrase funding secured, that essentially you could kind of say he was working on something and you would not hold him to that. The SEC is saying no on that, obviously, as David's reported. I don't know if it softens it very much. Look, it's civil charges. We have heard also of a parallel Department of Justice investigation, perhaps seeking something on the criminal side. That's not what we're hearing about right now. So in that case, this is a civil proceeding. Shareholders not going to like it. It does bring into question the ability to raise money down the road. And what does the board do in this context in terms of trying to run the company while the CEO and founder is under these
Stephanie, obviously not a kind of headline investors want to hear. Tesla down 5.5% on this news. I mean, you're not an owner. You're not a shareholder.
No, not an owner. And the reason the stock has fallen as much as it has from its highs is because of lack of confidence. I can tell you as an investor for the long term, one of the most important things that I view when analyzing a company is the management team. And this has been an unstable situation for quite some time. So whether he had the conversations or not about going private, fine, but you don't tweet it. That's not the way you disclose that kind of information. So I actually think that if he goes and you get a new CEO or new leadership down the road, I think the stock actually rallies.